All right, guys, we are back with the green truck, and I have figured out what the problem was. So I came up with that it's no longer a security problem. It has to be fuel related. So I put a Noid tester, which tests the injector pulse, and then I put the fuel pressure tester on the purge valve, and then tried turning it over. So the injectors are pulsing and there is no fuel pressure. So then we actually my dad was kind of helping me too, just to get it figured out. And so we got a wiring schematic and stuff. And so then we came up with the power going to the relay for the fuel pump and what terminal that was, because there's 4 on the relay. And then so when I'd turn it, it would get power. So I was like, well, okay, well, if it's saying that the fuel system's disabled, then it won't really be getting power. So then it's like, okay, well, what wire goes from the relay to the pump? So then went back here, unplugged the fuel pump, and then checked it, and I forget what color it was. I think it was dark green or gray. It might be gray. And anyways, checked the plug, and to check see if there was a broken wire or something, and we were getting a signal back to the pump. So it's like, okay, well, it needs a fuel pump then. And they say the #1 cause of fuel pump failure is contaminated fuel, aka separated fuel. And this thing definitely had bad gas in it. So I dropped the tank out of it, and now I am replacing the fuel pump. And so I already got the pump out, which was a battle because that lock ring was so rusted. You can see a little bit of scrape marks from the screwdriver trying to bend it back up. And then it's kind of dirty in there, and you can see just how yellow that fuel is. So I gotta try and get some more of it out of there. Oh, that almost looks like a fuel filter from the pump. But since this one's a 2003, it actually has an inline fuel filter still. When this was the last year of that, and then in 2004 they built it into the pump, and it looks just like that. At least from the Kawasaki build, that looks just like a fuel filter from a fuel pump. But yeah, it's got some dirt in there, not too bad, just a little bit of fuel. So I gotta see if I gotta get all that out of there and just clean it up a little bit more. And then put the new pump in and new lock ring. And then since the pump's out, the original problem with this truck was that it needed a brake line. And so when I was undoing the tank, I noticed that it was wet, but it didn't smell like fuel. So I'm pretty sure the rear main is leaking right in here, which the rear main brake line is the most common to rust out first. So, it's the perfect time to do it with the tank out, and that's definitely one that it needs. So I already went ahead and cut the lines, and then it's just easier that way. So then you can put a socket to get the nut out, and it was the far right one right here. You guys might be able to see that. So I already got the nuts out, and then I measured some copper line as best as I could and cut it. So I'm hoping that it's long enough. I mean, I did give myself a little bit of extra, but I'm only out here by myself right now. So I just kind of had to set that end up there and then like hold it and try and, see if it's long enough. So hopefully hopefully that's gonna do me good there. And I'm just gonna have to put some new nuts on it, flare the ends, and hook it up. And then, so when I was cutting, okay, so I couldn't get like a side cutter or anything up in here because it's so tight and all those lines are right there. So this is the only long blade I had that would fit up there. It's like a wood blade. And yeah, that thing is a ripper. And it kind of got into that next line too right there. But I don't know I don't know how many bad lines I have because it was also leaking right in here too. So all these are your front brake lines, all 4 of them. And so that one is the outer one. So it's the top one on the outside right there. But like all the lines are wet, and when you're replacing those, it's just a mess. So I'm just gonna have to fix that one too. Hopefully not cut into another one. And then, you know, just gotta keep on putting fluid in it, pumping it up, trying to bleed it. And then, like, you know, I'm sure there's gonna be more leaks. Who knows? Maybe I'll end up having to do all of the front ones. But they're actually on this side. But yeah. So I got some nice copper line so it won't rust out again. And this truck probably won't last long enough to rust out another set. But I mean, you never know. And copper is just so much easier to work with, flares so much better. And then just gotta straighten it out a little bit and then run it in there. So there's a little update for you guys. I'm gonna get this brake line put in and the fuel pump put in the tank. And you know, actually I could show you guys the brake line process. So let me just get it straightened out and set up here. All right, guys, so I am getting the brake line put in now. This one that I have down here was actually the wrong size. I forgot that this roll was 3/16 instead of quarter. So I had to cut a new piece. And so I got my 1/4 inch up in here. That's the new copper line. And you guys can see the new fitting right there. And then the line on the bottom next to it, you can see the cut in it. That was my bad. But I had to use the Sawzall right there because I couldn't get up in there with the side cutters or anything. That's the only thing I could use. And you know, like I was saying, I accidentally got into that one too. So I know it definitely needs one front line because there was brake fluid leaking in the front. I just don't know what one. So when I redo that one too, I don't know, we'll just see how many I have to end up redoing. But this one is running nicely through here. And then that's where I cut the old line. And I don't know if I'm going to take the old line out yet or not. But it goes all the way back there. And then I still got to connect the back here. Right now it goes all the way to there. And I got to connect it to there. So I might just try and bend it and then make it fit. Or I might just cut it back and then dump it into that line, which sounds like the easier thing to do. But you know, just want to make sure that you have enough. So I mean, this is perfectly fine. You can always just cut it and then reflare it into the fitting. You know, rather have it like that than too short, because then, you know, you can't stretch the line or add to it. I mean, you could section a piece in, but that's just a lot more fittings. And then I gotta, after that, then I gotta clean out the tank and try and get as much out of there as I can, and that dirt, because the cleaner it is, the better it's gonna be on the new filter for the fuel pump. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a fuel filter yet or not. I'm pretty sure they're only like $6. And this one don't seem too, I mean, yeah, it is pretty rusty actually, but it seems newer. So I don't know. I think I'm just gonna run with it for now and hope that it was just the fuel pump causing it to not run, and then, you know, get the brakes all figured out. Oh, and then guys, this one, let's see, where would it be? The back here? Yeah, so up there, the top one, that's supposed to be a bleeder, and that's snapped off. I'll show you what it's supposed to look like here. You can see the bleeder right there. And you look at this one, and it's snapped off. So I gotta put a new caliper right on this side. The right rear, I think. Maybe it's the left rear. I don't know. But I got a caliper over there on the shelf. And so I got that to do yet. And then it's gonna need drum, or actually this one isn't drum. This one's all disc. But the rotors are so rusted up that those are probably gonna have to be replaced too. So basically the full brake system. And I still haven't tried to crack the bleeders loose on any of them, so might end up needing more calipers, but hopefully not, because this truck like doesn't seem so bad. But seeing that one's broken is a little concerning, that the other ones might break, because yeah. So I'm gonna finish this rear main line and then start working on the tank next.